Most people only use one style of play with their dog without even realizing there are actually two completely different types. In this video, I'm going to break down competitive play and cooperative play, what they are and why understanding both can completely change your training. I'll be demonstrating each type with my dog so you can actually see the difference in engagement, intensity, and interaction. We'll also cover when to use each style, common mistakes handlers make, and how to balance both for better results in training and relationship building. Let's get into it. Cooperative play then is where I ask you to do a list of things. So it doesn't have to be a list, it could be just a sit, a down, and then there you go, have your toy, or walk with me to heel, and then you can have your toy from there. So you've got to cooperate with me before play happens. But what I like to do is just build up the idea through competitive play first, that when you see this toy, like your eyes light up and you're like, I need to do that straight away. So when I get Ovi out to show you what I'll do both types of play with Ovi, but I'll put the ball in my pocket, and then when I get him out, just see like there's some fire there straight away, because he's like just desperate to play it. And it don't matter if we just start playing or I ask him to do 20 things, he'll do all of them because he's like, I'm just desperate to play at the end of it. Building a relationship through play, it's fun in it, and we have a bond then where dog actually wants to spend time with us rather than it. You know, some people when I say show me what play looks like, then they do reel off a load of things like sit down, wait, and then we start playing, and then within seconds they're like leave it, and then wait again. And then from the dog's point of view, it's like shit, this game, like you put too many rules involved. So that would kind of dampen our relationship a little bit, because you'd be like, you're boring, you. But if it was a good game that we played together, relationship will be built a lot better. And then little things that you would see, you know, like being out on a walk or something, you'd probably check in with us a lot more, because you're like, I wonder if the ball will come out in that moment, or you know, like and that's a rope. I don't know if you've got pockets big enough to take that rope with you, but yeah, again, it could be anything. You know, sometimes you can get an object, a toy that a dog does like that, could take out with you.
A ball and a rope would be fine.
Yeah, and
anything
you put it,
that you can drag on with.
Yeah, and put it in your pocket, and then not saying you have to give it out all the time, but if he did something amazing, then there you go. Because then next time he'll think to himself, if I just do that good thing again, then there's a possibility that my favourite thing turns up in that moment. So I'll do a demonstration now with Ovi, just to show you both sides of that, what I mean. Before we can expect anything from a dog, we first need motivation. This is where competitive play comes in. Competitive play is all about building drive, intensity, confidence, and desire to engage with the handler. The dog feels like it has to compete for the reward, which naturally increases value and creates stronger commitment in the interaction. This type of play isn't easy for the dog. I'm applying pressure, creating movement, using frustration correctly, and making the game feel alive. That challenge is what builds the dog's determination and motivation to win. This style of play is incredibly powerful because it taps into natural instincts. When done properly, competitive play creates a dog that is more engaged, more energetic in training, and far more invested in working with you. The key, though, is balance. We want intensity without conflict, pressure without confusion, and motivation without overwhelming the dog. This is the foundation I like to build first. Once we build motivation and intensity through competitive play, we can start transitioning into cooperative play. This is where the relationship side of training really starts to develop. Cooperative play is less about conflict and winning and more about connection, teamwork, and shared interaction between the dog and handler. The dog is no longer just fighting to possess the reward. Now they're learning how to work with us to keep the game going. You'll notice the energy feels different here. There's still engagement, there's still excitement, but the interaction becomes smoother, calmer, and more connected. The dog starts paying more attention to the handler, reading movement better, and staying mentally involved in the game rather than simply reacting instinctively. This type of play is incredibly important because eventually, in training, we need the dog thinking with us, not just acting on pure drive. Cooperative play teaches the dog that engagement with the handler is part of the reward itself. The interaction becomes valuable, not just the toy or the possession. You'll see during this demonstration, I'm creating rhythm, flow, and opportunities for the dog to stay involved with me. Instead of creating constant pressure or frustration, I'm focusing more on communication and maintaining engagement together. This style of play is where we start building clarity. The dog learns how to stay mentally balanced while still excited. They begin offering behaviours more naturally, staying present for longer, and becoming more responsive during training sessions. For many dogs, especially younger or more sensitive dogs, cooperative play can also build confidence because the interaction feels safe, achievable, and rewarding without too much conflict. And this is important. Cooperative play does not mean low energy or boring play. The dog should still be fully engaged. The difference is that the dog is learning that the game works best when they work with you rather than against you. Another thing I'm paying attention to here is emotional balance. I want the dog excited, motivated, and engaged, but still capable of thinking clearly. That balance is what creates a dog that can transition between high arousal and control much more effectively. You'll often find that the best dogs aren't necessarily the dogs with the highest drive. They're the dogs that can move smoothly between intensity and cooperation. That's why both styles of play matter. Competitive play builds desire, cooperative play builds relationship. One creates motivation, the other creates partnership. And when you combine the two properly, you end up with a dog that's not only driven to work, but genuinely wants to work with you. Close.